a sound before the fury of those who are oppressed.
The moment I saw him speak on television, I said to myself, Elliot, what have you done? What are you doing? Because I felt that they would make him pay for that, and pay dearly.
The first meeting of observers and inmates lasted almost till dawn. A public address system set up in the yard kept the 1,200 inmates informed.
And there was a sense of hope that for the first time there were some outsiders, people would now begin to listen, and hopefully some changes could be made.
On Saturday, the third day of the uprising, troopers surrounding the prison yard waited for a decision by the state. Using a video camera, they recorded the activities of the inmates.
And there is the ugliest and blackest Negro gentleman I've ever seen in my life in that black outfit. Boy, when they painted him dark.
The man doing the speaking is wearing a bright red robe. He's just gotten several very loud responses from the crowd. Typical rabble-rouser type talk.
It was a good feeling, you know, and especially after we start dealing and start organizing and start talking about the conditions and start talking about why we were out there and start talking about the grievances and start talking about why we were rebelling and why rebellion was necessary, the feeling became more and more into me. And I start feeling a part of it more.
Ain't nothing dead about us. We ain't gonna die. Nothing. We will not die in here.
It was almost a community within a community. And it was somewhat very, very impressive that they had said, this is our home and we're now going to make it as livable as possible. And there was a tremendous amount of discipline there within the yard.
Families and friends of the hostages gathered outside the prison walls, waiting for news. Relatives and supporters of the inmates demonstrated nearby. That evening, the mood in the yard changed. William Quinn, a guard hurt in the initial takeover, had died in the hospital. Governor Nelson Rockefeller and Commissioner Oswald had earlier agreed to most of the demands concerning prison conditions, but rebelling inmates could now face murder charges unless amnesty was granted. The next day, state troopers moved into position to retake the prison, if ordered.
Time is 1:55 p.m. We're on the roof of C Block, looking at a detail of 270 marksmen with instructions to clear the catwalks upon command.
We thought that the situation had reached crisis, that in fact there was about to be an attempt to retake the prison. We thought that there would be a lot of bloodshed. In fact, we said to the governor that if that happened, there would be a massacre. And his response was that basically that he sympathized with our position. He felt that everything had been done that could be done. He was very, anyone who remembers Governor Rockefeller will remember his effusive manner, and he was very, thanked us greatly for our efforts and that sort of thing. But the net effect of it was that he felt everything had been done that could be done. He could not grant amnesty, and in fact said that even if I could, I wouldn't do it.
With negotiations deadlocked, inmates requested black and Latino reporters and a member of the establishment press. It was an attempt to speak directly to the public.
Y'all dudes running around here shooting that dope. Running around here shooting that dope. Getting high, raping them sisters, them white folks, and justifying it in the cause of revolution. Well, we're going to die here at Attica, today or tomorrow. And we ask you to get together, get our people together, and unite.
The people in here are treated like dogs. Not only the black, the Puerto, and the white. And we're going to get what we demand, or we're going to die trying.
Yes. And I want you brothers to get together because we together here. And these people think we shucking and jiving, but we is for real.
All these dogs up there with all those rifles are trying to kill us. But we ain't gonna quit. You know why we're not gonna quit? Because we're one. We're one unit. We're tired of being beaten. We're tired of being oppressed. We're gonna get this if we all have to die. All of us. We all ready to die. Order down orders.
The hostages appealed to the state not to come in, not to kill, that the inmates' requests were right on that last day we were there. I mean, it was a very emotional kind of exchange from the hostages and from everyone.
I just hope that the commissioner and the other people in the committee that they've gathered together can come up with a solution to solve these people's problems and ours.
I'll tell you what I got to say. We've stood out here since Thursday, and my son is in there. Michael Smith is one of the hostages. I've talked to several of the other people here that have husbands in there, and some of the fathers. And I can't speak for all of them, but my feelings are this. You can only pacify a kid with a pacifier so long. At 3 o'clock this afternoon, we was led to believe that there was going to be a definite decision. They was going to bring them out. Now, damn it, I'll do it.
Monday morning, day 5. Commissioner Oswald demanded the immediate release of the hostages. In response, the inmates positioned 8 of the hostages on the catwalk. By their side stood inmates armed with knives and clubs, threatening to kill the hostages in case of an attack.
I was led blindfolded to the top of the catwalk, and I can recall when that helicopter flew overhead, besides being able to hear it, you could actually feel the concussion of the propellers from the helicopter overhead.
We knew that they were going to come in, but we never knew that they were going to come in there that way. That was really a big surprise, the way that they came in the yard. We thought they were going to come in there and knock some heads and bust some heads open and that kind of way. And once we start seeing the helicopters and they start shooting the gas pellets and I start seeing people getting opened up with shotguns, you know, then I knew that they were really coming in there in a violent way.
William Kunstler has said that people are dying in there, and I agree with that. I think that there are people that are dying in there, and the scene is I'm going to cut this off. Helicopters are still flying overhead. It seems there was an announcement from the helicopter right above me to the inmates below that they should put their hands on their heads and come out. I don't know whether anyone has died inside. But I'm upset. It's unfortunate what has happened here. Whatever happens, after the situation here in Attica, the penal system here in the United States and the people who are kept in this out of them will never be the same.
As the inmates surrendered, they were herded into an adjacent yard.